and welcome to the very first day of the Into Games Career Festival 2022. I'm your host, Lauren, and I'm so happy to be here to help you get your first role or continue your journey into the games industry. Over the next 4 days, we'll be streaming content, workshops, panels, everything to get you fully prepared no matter what stage of your journey you're in. For anyone new to this space, Into Games is a UK-based non-profit organization that supports people on their journey by developing their skills and the confidence they need to thrive in the gaming and immersive industry. Today is our brand new Futures Day, which features a jam-packed schedule of talks, panels, and demos all on the future of the games industry. Where is it headed? What are the latest tools and technologies that will inform the future of games? And what can you do to stay informed on the latest emerging trends? Just a reminder that the Into Games Game Festival is a free, unsponsored event. It's funded entirely by Into Games themselves to help you make informed decisions on the next steps of your games industry journeys. Throughout the next 4 days, you'll also be seeing a lot of lovely faces crop up. These are the winners of the inaugural IG50. The IG50 is Into Games' first ever award ceremony, celebrating 50 people across the UK who have yet to have their first role in the games industry. But we believe that they should. They include artists, programmers, designers, producers, marketeers, job seekers, career changers, and graduates from across the country. So if you're a hiring game studio or a recruiter yourself, you might want to go over and check that list. You can check out the full list at intogames50.uk. Their names, skills, and bios will be showcased throughout the Into Games Careers Festival and on the Into Games Twitter at IntoGamesHQ. So be sure to check out their profiles throughout the week and send them some kudos. We'd also like to thank our fantastic judges who helped us review a ton of applications and helped curate the most promising candidates. The IG50 will be an annual celebration, so if you're thinking, I'd love to be on this list, be sure to follow us so that you can see when nominations go live next year. So before we get started on the panels, I just want to review a bit of the schedule for the day. Starting off at 11, we have the future of game engines with Anything World. Then at 12, we have unpacking virtual production with Screen Skill. At 1, we have VR and AR beyond gaming. And then at 2, we have designing for the metaverse. At 3, we'll have will AI change the way we make games art forever? And then to close us out, at 4 o'clock, we have I've just been offered a job in blockchain gaming. What now? Also, big reminder to head on over to the Into Games Discord at intogames.org/Discord. We have a lot of lovely people over there to help you with any of the questions that you have, and also just chat about working in the games industry. It's really cool. Now, without further ado, it's time for our first panel. Please join me in welcoming the folks from Anything World, which is an amazing game making tool, which helps you to create 3D environments and worlds, all with using AI. Over to you all.
Hey everybody, great to be here. Lovely to meet you all. I'm Gordon from Anything World, and Edgars is here too. We're going to show you the future of game engines, which is a lofty claim, but hopefully we can show you what we're doing at Anything World and get you excited by it and get you to try it out if you're interested. So I'm Gordon. I'm the co-founder of Anything World. We founded the company about 3 years ago, and we're trying to make it easy for everyone to be a 3D content creator. I'll let Edgars introduce himself while I bring up a presentation.
Fantastic. And I'm Edgars. I'm the head of developer relations at Anything World, helping to connect the dev community.
Okay, cool. So what we'd like to do is run you through a little bit of information about us and then jump into a demo, which is, of course, the most interesting part, just to give you an idea of what we're doing and what the future holds for us and everybody on the planet. Not too lofty a claim. So yeah, we're Anything World. And our mission is to make everybody a 3D content creator. When we talk to investors, it's be the content creation engine for the metaverse. We're not tied to any particular output. We have loads of indie game studios building out stuff on us. But yeah, we want to make it easy for everyone to create living 3D worlds and lower that barrier and get people to build cool stuff with us. Obviously, we all know, next slide. Anyway, the team, this is our current team. We're a deep tech company, actually, that our challenge is to bring static 3D models to life and make it easy for everybody to create 3D worlds. As you can see, the technical team dominates us here. There's 12 of us. If I can count right, I think I can't. It's 13. But yeah, we have deep expertise in 3D models and animation and rigging, and we're making it easy for everyone to be a 3D content creator. And that wouldn't be possible without our fantastic team. Yeah, so the problem is it's a pain in the ass to make 3D worlds. I'm sure we all know that on this call, everybody who's making games, trying to make 3D worlds, it takes a lot of time to model, rig, animate, and then code behaviors for 3D models and worlds. My background and my co-founder's background is in indie games. We made like PlayStation 3 games, made one of the first Unity games on PlayStation 3. We made mobile games. We love creating games and 3D worlds. I'm sure we all do on this call, but it's a pain to get models rigged, animated, modeled in the first instance, and then coded. So we're trying to make it easy for everyone to make what we call limitless 3D worlds. Do jump in the chat if you have any questions while I'm rambling. I tend to talk way too fast. That's my failing. But yeah, the solution that we've come up with is a platform that we say allows people to create limitless 3D experiences. There's a lot of words here, but you'll see a demo shortly, and hopefully you'll be convinced by what we're doing. But yeah, we want to use machine learning to bring static worlds to life. We saw the rise of the likes of Google Poly and in particular Sketchfab over the last few years. And if you add in things like Quixel as well, there's a wealth of 3D assets out there that we feel can empower creators to create whatever they want by bringing them to life using machine learning. So basically, we're a deep tech company that analyzes the vertices, the connections of static 3D models, and then automates their animation within game engines. The end result is you as a 3D creator of games or whatever you want can request whatever object you want within environments like Unity. We'll bring that object in and we'll bring it to life like before your eyes. There's obviously like a couple of benefits of that. One is time and cost savings if you're making a game or a 3D world. The other one is you can create like limitless worlds, emergent game systems whereby you can add things to your game or experience at runtime, add things to your game system and have unexpected results. Those results can often be quite silly, which is something that we like as well. So that's us basically. We have access to over 600,000 3D models from Sketchfab alone, and we can automate the animation and behaviors of those models at scale to allow people to create lots of wild experiences. Yeah, and our current users say that we are at least 40% faster for any 3D app. Obviously, Web3 NFTs may or may not be popular with this audience, but we don't discriminate about what people create with us. We have people making casual games. We have metaverse platforms that don't exist building on us. We have all sorts, education, lots of music examples too. And yeah, in terms of our current users, I think I'm going too fast. Edgars is going to tell me off for talking too fast. Yeah, current users, we have some big names currently using us. Warner Music have built a few apps on us. Ubisoft are building a Rabbids app with us. Sony as well. So we have some big names on the platform. And I'll just play out a few examples of the kind of things that are being built on Anything World. Edgars will be happy that the videos are playing because Google Drive has been messing with us all day. Yeah. Let me play out a few examples of the kind of stuff people have built with Anything World, and then we'll go into a demo, which I know is the bit we're all most excited to see. So this one was built by Warner Music for an artist called Pink Sweats, and everything was built using Anything World apart from the main character himself. Hopefully you can hear that okay. And yeah, they say 50% of time in the production of this app. This one was actually a 3JS app, so we have our APIs available directly as well as in Unity and other engines. I'll play out a couple more. Another Warner Music example was Fresh Nico. I'll just play it out.
Well done.
That was a virtual treasure hunt in AR. More music. This one a bit louder, maybe.
Do you want me to?
That one was from Atlantic Records for a band called Kaye in Cambria. So lots of music examples in here. A classical indie game example would be this one. I'll play out bigger. So this one's similar to Katamari Damacy, if you know that one. This was built by Spilt Milk Studios and students at Abertay University. And everything in this game was powered by Anything World's animation systems. So let me stop playing that one. I won't play out all the examples. We're also generating our own NFTs, which super funky characters called the Niftos. So if you're into that space, hopefully you like these guys. We love generating like funky 3D worlds. So emphasis there. And we also allow voice activation as well. So with our systems that Edgars is going to show you in a second, you can create 3D worlds with code, you can create with our panels, or you can also create with your voice. And Sony Music built a snap lens on us. This will be the last example I show, where you can take yourself back to certain eras.
Take me back to the 90s.
Cool. Hopefully you get a sense of the kind of stuff you can create with us. Oops. Okay, that's enough of that. Yeah, maybe if we'll put the link in the chat so you can get it, so you can get the platform. We have a free tier. So like everybody on this call, I would encourage you to go to get.anythingworld, which I was supposed to put in this slide, but I didn't in time because I'm a bad person. But yeah, we have different subscription tiers, loosely modeled on how Unity used to make their money a few years back. And yeah, there's a free tier for students, anybody involved in education, anybody looking to get into games. So I really would encourage you to download it, get going in Unity straight away and see what you can build. Yeah, and now I will pass over to Edgars to give you a demo of our current state of the platform. In Unity, we have over 6,000 users building our stuff, and we're super excited to see everyone what they're building. Do come and join us there, like join our Discord as well, and we'll help you out. But yeah, I will pass over to Edgars now to do some demoing.
Fantastic. Let me just trigger my screen and let's see if that works. And here we are. So hi, everybody. Once again, my name is Edgars, and I am here to show you how to get started with Anything World. So Anything World allows you to, as Gordon mentioned, allows you to bring your projects to life with 3D characters ready to be used for games, interactive experiences, and immersive tech development such as augmented reality, virtual reality, where 3D is at its core. So at Anything World, we provide Unity SDK, where you can browse the collection of many different 3D characters, which are fully textured, animated, with our own custom set of behaviors. So if we look at the Unity, once you sort of downloaded the SDK and set up the dependencies, you are presented with three main offerings. We have an object creator, where you can browse the collection of 3D objects. We have a voice creator, which allows you essentially to tap into the voice APIs and create objects using your voice. And then we have a habitat creator, which, mind you, is at its experimental stages. But the idea is that with all the assets in our database, you will eventually be able to create procedural worlds consisting of different environments and different biomes. So if you look at the object creator and say, if I'm developing a game, I need a couple of trees, we quickly, get some trees into the scene like that. And, we want to get some animals perhaps searched in the database, add some flair into the background. And we can also filter these things by animated or non-animated states. So if we filter them by animated states, and let's say we browse through our directory right now, and let's say I want some ants. Let's create some ants. Maybe get some bear, maybe a beetle. Also, maybe if anyone has in the chat a model or 3D object, a vehicle or an item they like to see, do shout out and I'll make sure that they come into the scene. So let's have a look. Maybe get a dinosaur as well. And then we can search maybe a car as well, just as an example. We get some animated cars. We got also non-animated cars, a lot of them. And here we go. So this is what would happen out of the box. Let's press play and see what happens. So once you actually call these items, and if they have the animated states, they will be animated out of the box, and having the default behaviors like walking, jumping, and running. So cars will be driving, the planes will be flying, and so on. So is there any requests? We want to see a rat. Okay, let's have a rat. Let's get a rat into the scene. Okay, do we have any rats? We have a rat. It's a kangaroo rat. We got wood rat. Let's get that one. That looks like more like a rat. So we have a rat there. They appeared. Obviously, the cars collided. We have a lot of rigid bodies attached to all these objects, so they collide. But once you sort of using the SDK, you can come in and start tweaking these options, adding the masses, etc. We like to see an ostrich. All right, let's have a look. An ostrich as well. An otter as well. Okay, so we have a look at it. We got an ostrich right there. Right there, it's walking down. And we got somebody's asked for otter. Let's look for an otter. So, okay, well, that's a crane, unfortunately. But we have an otter. Unfortunately, it's not an animated one, so it'll be a static one, but we can get it into the scene as well. So And let's get a cat. Everybody always likes a cat, and I totally misspelled that. So let's see. So we got cats, and we get like an animated cat in here. Let's get one of those cats right there. Boom. Where's the cat? Right there. There's a cat. So as you guys can see, it's very quick and easy to sort of iterate and add different objects to your scenes. And obviously, you know, there's not only just animals, not only just vehicles, there's also like a static objects that you can request. For example, a house. You like to see a house, you add it to your scene. You could find different assets for the houses, and you can actually utilize them for your projects. This is very powerful, especially if you're trying to prototype, using it for game jams, or even creating actually production-ready experiences to get your idea really quickly iterated through. So can we adjust animations on a single object? So yes, you can actually go in physically, and each of these objects, all the scripts are exposed in the Unity. You can actually assign different behaviors. You know, you can follow the splines, assign different random movements, and actually create your own behaviors if you wish so. So everything is possible to adjust. It's obviously how far you want to take it with, you know, to create these meaningful gameplay mechanics. So this is sort of one of the main things that we do. The second thing what we do is you can actually utilize your voice to create these things. And as far as I know, we are one of the first people in Unity that actually does that. Not to brag around here, but just to show you a sort of example of working this, and we do this in live as well. Hopefully it doesn't go wrong. So here we go. Make 10 forests and add 10 butterfly and 1 wolf. So we have a wolf right there. We have a butterfly. Unfortunately, picked up 1 butterfly, but we can add even more stuff. So as you can see, you can create all these things with the voice. And if we go maybe to another sample, maybe let's get an empty scene and create something more visual and try maybe create some sort of biome. Let's see. Make an underwater world with 20 sharks and 15 fish and add 6 submarines and 2 octopuses. So as you guys saw, we essentially created a lot of different submarines. We created fishes. We created the sharks. So, you know, and you can keep adding on to these things. This is quite powerful in terms of the things you can do. Imagine, you know, you're doing a sort of immersive story reading, and now you're actually putting the context behind the words you're reading out, maybe in a VR or AR. So you can actually do a lot of different things. Obviously, you know, looking at this right now, it's sort of doing all the animations on the spot, but once again, it doesn't stop you to sort of go in and start extending it. If you want the shark chase the submarine, you could potentially do that and tap into different sort of meaningful gameplay mechanics as well. So I'll take some questions, I guess, right now. Fishes. Okay, so somebody, because I did say fishes, let's say, okay, so we have fishes there. Yeah, we do have fishes. Chicken zombies. Chicken zombies. Okay, that's pretty sick. Okay, amazing. So I like that you guys like this. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna move on to the habitat creator, and I'll show you a bit of a habitat creator as well. And I'll try to stop my microphone as I'm saying these things. So if we go to the, for example, a habitat creator, now the idea behind this is that we have thousands and thousands of different 3D assets in the back end. We want to actually create a procedural worlds using these assets now, and the idea is that with a single click, you know, you can select different biomes, and then it's going to query our database and create a procedural world. Now, right now, it's very experimental, so it's not quite there yet. But just to show you the principle of it is that, you know, I pick let's say I want to make a city. I pick a city, and you know, once again, we see a city sort of created from different 3D assets, and then, you know, eventually you're going to be able to expand it. You know, define the size of the city you like and things you like to be placed. But you can right now sort of go and expand into it. You know, you created a city, and somebody actually said in the chat, "Can we make some helis?" So let's try and make some helis as well. Make 20 helicopters and 10 planes. So here we go. So we just literally made planes and helicopters appearing in the city. So you could do these. This is the worst. You can obviously, once again, use the object creator to create these things. Imagine you want cars in your city. You could literally have the nav mesh create some cars, and they will be just following your city roads. You could add more citizens and things. So it'll be quite cool, actually. So other things that you can do, and I probably won't mention on this call, but you can sort of explore SDK. There's different examples of things that's actually possible. For example, you could actually define the foreground and background. Say in the background, I want some trees. In the foreground, I want an alien. So you could actually do all these different things and start creating these different immersive experiences as it is. Let's say I want also some spaceships, totally random. Make 20 spaceships and add a single killer whale. Totally random, but why not, right? So we have a whale there. Doesn't make sense, but it's a whale, and spaceships are going crazy with the planes, and having a bit of a Star Wars sort of epic moment right there. So that's our main three offerings. And one of the things that we don't really talk about, and I'll go back a little bit to the test area scene so you guys can actually get an idea as well, what is the actual clever part of all these things, a part of obviously the stuff you see in Unity, is that if I take an example like a panda, and I'll show you this example. So what Anything World essentially does is that we, as Gordon mentioned, we grab all these 3D static models from all these external 3D party libraries, and we process them using the machine learning. So all these models are actually, in order for them to animate, we use the machine learning techniques where we segment these models. So we cut them and slice them in different parts, and we run them through our 7 unique steps, where we sort of classify the models, we sample them, we do a lot of different reconstruction things on these models, and then we're able to apply all these animations and behaviors on these models, like walking cycles, running cycles, jumping cycles. So there's a lot of things that happens in the back end of the things that we usually don't talk about, but this is what is exciting, because having automated animated models and automated sort of rigging models is really the future of the things, because now you can sort of create all the things that you want very, very quickly and fast. Can you add adjectives to the voice AI like fighter jet or Arctic wolf? Yeah, you certainly can. So you can even extend. We're not the voice engineers. We tap into sort of existing libraries that utilizes the voice. Now, mind you, we do have stuff on the roadmap that's going to improve the voice recognition even further. It's coming down the line, which is super exciting. But we're not the voice engineers, but you can actually come in and create your scripts and extend these things, add filters, create specific triggers for your voice. And you can just tap into the 3D models using our library quite easily. Can you make your own assets and use anything created to spawn them into the scene? So I'm glad you actually sort of brought this up. That's something that we are planning to do. We essentially plan, and I'm sure Gordon's gonna probably mention a little bit more later. What we plan to do is create a private spaces where you can upload your own assets as well, and then sort of mix and match with Anything World assets at the same time. We found that from doing many different sort of use cases with other developers, is that they like to sort of use some of their assets, use some of our assets, and then create the experiences with those things. So we will be offering private spaces where you can upload those assets, and on top of that, you're going to be able to process these assets and actually have them animate as well at the same time. Let's say you're in a pickle where you don't have the 3D animator to actually do all the animations, then you'll be able to sort of come on a website and almost use like Mixamo, where you can rigify the whole asset and then utilize the animation libraries for that asset as well.
Yeah, just jump in there. We don't really care like what model we take. So the core of the company is 7 machine learning steps that ingest a static model and then prepare it for animation. So if that's your model, if it's from Sketchfab or it's from whatever source, we don't care. So right now, technically, we'll just be putting a different model in the pipeline. If you've made one yourself, you want to animate, or we're making the front end for that. And the other questions like custom animations, you can extend our systems right now, but we have our own kind of abstractions for rigging and movement. We use a lot of Unity's systems like wheel colliders for vehicles and stuff. But yeah, I'll show you in the presentation what's coming next, like traditionally rigged and animated models, which will answer that question about customization a bit better.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, at this point, the best things for you guys is to sort of jump in and check us out and try our SDK. And we always welcome any feedback as well. So we do have a lot of developers using our platform, and any feedback is always welcome. We're a startup, we're still improving things. But I think, the possibilities are really there, and there's a lot of interesting things you can actually do with this. And I think I'll be passing on to Gordon to actually give you a little bit of a taste of things that's coming out there, to talk about a little bit more about the future of the engine and the next iteration of Anything World at the same time. So Gordon, take away.
Cool, thanks, Edgars. I can't access the chat, and I'm scared to log in case I break something. But I don't know if anybody who's in there can, or if you're in it, Edgars, if you're in the comments, in the public comments.
Yeah.
If you can put get.anythingworld in there, that's where you can get us for free and try us out in Unity right away. And maybe a link to the Discord server as well. If anybody wants to join us in Discord, you want to try us out. If you want any help in supporting what you're building, we love to know what people are building. Love to get involved. And if you do build something on our system, we love to help you market it and stuff. If you're making an indie game or something else, and that's our background, so we love to do that. Thank you very much for putting the link in there. And from there, you'll see the link to get us, or get.anything.world. It's the link to get us. I will take over your screen now, Edgars.
Yep.
All right.
And we'll take some more questions, guys. So feel free to post them in the comments, and we'll answer them at the end of the presentation as well. Cool.
So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed Edgars' demo. I did. Normally I do a lot of demos as well. That was really nice, Edgars. Thank you so much. So I'll just give you a little taste of the future of what's coming, Anything World. So as mentioned, the core of the company is machine learning based understanding and animation of 3D models. So we're not Unity specific. I think there was a question about Unreal in the chat earlier. We want to come to all game engines and everywhere people are making 3D content. So yeah, we have an early proof of concept in Roblox, which is what I'm showing you right now. So Roblox Studio is very interesting to us. I think it's about 5% of Roblox players create experiences in Roblox, because obviously the demographic is even younger than the folks on this call. So I think it's 8 to 12 is their core demographic. And I don't know if anyone's ever tried Roblox Studio. I'm sure a bunch of people have. You have to do Lua, and it's quite complicated. It's like a mini Unity or mini 3D editor. So the idea here would be integrate Anything World and request things and bring them to life and allow kids and anybody to create Roblox game, lower that barrier to entry. That is not publicly available yet. That's a partnership that we're exploring, because as I'm sure you know, Roblox is not an open platform. But yeah, just to show you, we want to come everywhere. And a couple of examples I showed you earlier used Babylon and 3. You can use our APIs directly with web engines or whatever you like. You don't get the benefit of all our animations there, because at the moment our animations are client side. The machine learning processing the models is the core of what we do. I guess we'll answer the questions at the end. But yeah, you can code. Well, I'm answering it now. I'm saying I'll answer the end, then I'm answering it now. You don't need coding experience to make a basic thing like Edgars has showed you. You can even use your voice to create. You can use our panels. You can publish stuff. You can publish stuff straight away anywhere that Unity publishes, or even Roblox. So yeah, that's what we're doing in Roblox. Hopefully that will come to fruition soon. And in terms of the future, what we're doing is taking our understanding, machine learning based understanding of 3D models that we've kind of explained to you, or hopefully explained to you so far, and applying that to rigging and animations for traditionally rigged characters and creatures. So we're super excited about this. A lot of the systems you saw for bipeds and quadrupeds are segmentation based, breaking up the model into different parts, as Edgars showed. But what we can do now is we can generate rigs for any creature or character. So this is like Mixamo, but for everything, and available at runtime. This is coming in about 3 months' time to Unity and also Unreal. And we're super excited about this, because we think this is going to be a game changer for us and hopefully the whole industry. Definitely machine learning powered creativity is a trend that we see coming more and more. And hopefully you're excited about it too. Nobody's actually seen. So go ahead.
I call this Mixamo on steroids. Essentially, you're going to be able to process any sort of rigs, maybe humans and creatures, bipeds and quadrupeds, which is going to be super, super exciting, especially from a development point of view. Making games, once you can just rigify everything, that's a huge game changer for any developer right there.
yeah, so we can so the fidelity, obviously we can do now is kind of unlimited. What you've seen so far is low to medium poly stuff. Yeah, so nobody's seen these videos before, so hopefully I don't get into trouble for showing it. But yeah, not only were we rigging things that are appropriate to be rigged, we're also generating animations for them as well. So when you request, say, a bird from our system, you'll get something like this with 3 or 4 animations on it. And obviously with that traditionally rigged and modeled character, creature, you can do whatever you like. You can take it into your 3D program, add your own custom animations on it. You can do as you would with any rigged and modeled 3D asset. And this is just a few examples of the kind of like, not to give too much away, like the way we're transferring animations onto the rigs we've created. So super exciting for us. And yeah, this is coming to Unreal in the first instance in a few months' time. And this video hopefully will show you a little bit of the kind of fidelity we can get now. So yeah, I hope you like pigs because there's a big one. Yeah, so yeah, we're excited about this for sure, because not only can you save time and money creating 3D worlds, you can create all this stuff at runtime. So if you create some gaming systems, some emergent systems, and you want, say it's a fighting game, we didn't work on the game The Quarry, unfortunately. Yeah, if you want a fighting game, you could say, attack somebody with spaceships or locusts or a shark on a donkey or whatever you like. You can create systems and add stuff on the fly without worrying about modeling, rigging, animating stuff. We have stuff where people are creating procedural worlds with their voice for like education, for storytelling. The limits of what you can create, both as you're making your experience and at runtime, is something that's super exciting for us. So yeah, that's coming to Unreal in a few months' time. I've got a few more videos of the kind of stuff that we can do. And then I guess we will go to questions. But yeah, like I say, that's what we're doing, machine learning generated, powered, living 3D worlds and lowering the barrier for everyone to create. We want to come everywhere people are creating stuff, up the fidelity of what we're doing. And yeah, we're super excited about it. As said, we are game makers ourselves. Edgars and I still have our hand in like making games and 3D experiences. So we're excited to like get our hands on this ourselves and see what we can make. But yeah, that's it essentially.
So I made a note of a couple of the questions, and I'm going to try to sort of answer them very quickly because I know there's a lot of questions. So I'll sort of go through them. How much code is needed to make something basic with behaviors, collisions, and key mappings? Well, like Gordon already mentioned, you don't, out of the box, you can actually create things with the voice. Obviously, if you want something more tailored in terms of the gameplay experience, you do need to have a little bit of knowledge in terms of the scripting and understanding how the Unity works. But eventually our plan is to sort of make it a lot more accessible to the creators as well, and sort of, take away that barrier that you might need the scripting skills. But that's still a sort of on the roadmap in the plan. So yes, you can make something basic, but you still need to know a little bit of scripting if you want to create a little bit more meaningful gameplay mechanics. Another question: does the world you assign is automatically work out lightning settings? So no, so that's something you need to essentially adjust yourself in the Unity to work with the lights and the light rigs itself. How do models react to slopes and other collisions? Do they inverse kinematics to procedural animations? So all the models are currently using the physics joint-based system, which is based on the Unity itself. And obviously when the rigging system comes out, we will have actually some of the procedural animations as well there, which will be working out all the movements for you till we actually transition to the full animation libraries. So hope that answers your question. Is animation made using AI, or is it each model custom animated? Like I said already, all the models are processed from machine learning. They are not animated by humans in any way, so they are all AI processed, and AI essentially assigns them within defined parameters the specific animations that the users can use. And once again, if you want to create more animations, the scripts are there. You can literally extend those things and create some vivid ninja animations if you like to, and if you have the knowledge to do so as well. Is the technology only available in Unity, or are there plans to bring Unreal Engine? I think we sort of covered that. It is coming to the Unreal Engine, which is super exciting, but we are really, really focused on getting that rigging system out first, because it's going to raise that fidelity of all those models, which is going to be really cool to use any sort of games, platformers, etc., etc. So have you ever thought about turning anything world into actual game? Actually, Gordon probably can answer that. They actually made an app for that.
Yeah, it started like about 3 years ago with a proof of concept iOS app. At the time, Google Poly just started, and we used Google Poly's APIs and actually Watson's voice stuff just to do in AR, like ask for whatever you like and talk to it. So my daughter used to use that to talk to a unicorn before going to sleep, that kind of stuff. So that was like a very first proof of concept before we actually built the platform. What if you could ask for anything and then interact with it? But yeah, we have thought about creating anything world, and we're actually currently like fundraising. And once we're done with it, I think we will definitely start to do stuff like that. What we're seeing, to be honest, is we see a lot of people creating standard games with us and saving time and money. But we really would love more experimental use cases of the platform, because you can really create these worlds on the fly, endless procedural worlds, voice-powered gaming where, you know, the parameters are not defined of what objects you can add to your system. So like if anybody here has got any ideas in that regard or wants to like work with us on some of that stuff, they're very happy to partner, very happy to support you in doing that. So yeah, we absolutely want to make about 1 trillion games on the platform because we're game makers ourselves, but we're so busy building the platform we don't really have time is the honest answer there. But yeah,
we have to stay focused and focus on the platform to make your lives easier, guys, as well at the same time. So another question: do these assets automatically implement with sound attached to the animations? No. So you would have to add the sounds, but that's actually a good point, and I'll probably add that as a feedback to our developers and see if we can do something about it.
Yeah, we had that a while. Like that obviously is a request that gets asked, and we'd love to do that. Like with the bank of so it wouldn't be that hard for us to do technically.
No.
The hard bit is they're using machine learning to understand 3D models and bring them to life. Obviously, that's the hardest thing to do. But I guess, again, it's a question of time and focus because there's 13 of us. And yeah, but we're going to be expanding the team. And once we bring this stuff, like the fully rigged and animated stuff in that you've seen, we might be even double the size of the technical team. And then we'll think about sound as well. There's another question about younger generations that I see, which is interesting. I have 3 kids myself. And the best way that I've learned for them to code is Minecraft Pi on the Raspberry Pi. And you can just, with a couple of lines of Python, you can create stuff in Minecraft, and it's super visual, and you get that instant feedback of, I've typed something, and oh, it's a rainbow, or it's a few blocks in Minecraft. And I feel like we're the same. We have an example in our package, if you download it, that creates stuff at runtime. With one line, you can create an object and assign it a behavior, or assign it into relationships between stuff. So you can make a cat chase a rat in one line of code with us in C# in Unity. And that's super powerful for education for sure. So yeah, we do have a lot of people looking at us for education use cases, and hopefully we can be part of that, helping kids to learn code in a very visual way. I know certainly like the way Python's a great language to learn, but sometimes, you know, if you get caught up with dependencies and compilation errors and all that stuff, it's kind of like, yeah, that'll put off an 8-year-old for sure. That'll put off a 45-year-old. So yeah, hopefully we can part of a wave of creation tools for kids.
So a couple of more questions, I guess. Can you search for specific types of models like cartoon and stylized? To the extent we're still improving our search algorithms, and we are quite a small team, so we're trying to do our best, and the search is, you know, constantly improving. And it can be sometimes a little bit difficult to find certain things, but you know, you just need to have this sort of idea, and we are working on improving those search algorithms as well at the same time. Another question. So is this sort of like Mixamo plus Unity script and animations? Sort of, as you saw, as essentially yes, but more on steroids, because you'll be able to do a lot more different things and process a lot of different models, not just humans, which Mixamo can only do. You'll be able to do creatures, bipeds, quadrupeds, you know, dinosaurs, etc., etc. So there's a lot more possibilities you're able to do with the tool that we offer, and taking that pain away from trying to rig perhaps a dog or a cat or etc. And having no knowledge of doing that, you'll be able to do that and have those animations really quickly playing.
Yeah, and there's many ways you can use us as well. Sorry, there's like many different ways you can use us. We have people like Ubisoft, Warner Music, using us with their main character. So that mixed case of like, I have my character that I've modeled in Blender or whatever and done the animations for, it has to look exactly right, but I want a world for that character to live in or to move through, or like a 2.5D runner on mobile. We have loads of those use cases where obviously you want to protect the core of your game or experience, but then you want things to look like that you probably don't want to model and animate 100 sharks or birds in the background or a mountain scene, and we can take that pain away from you, for sure. And I guess it's evolving as well. So it's not necessarily for people who don't know how to model, rig, and code, and it's not necessarily for those people. You can get in at any kind of stage. And yeah, I guess, again, if you go to anything.world and download the free package and try us out and hit us up on Discord, we can help you building whatever you're building. Sure.
Okay, so a couple more questions since we have time. I guess this should be promoted in school, etc., to inspire future game artists, and we totally agree. We find a lot of students also tend to use us because they have always difficulty of obviously the budget to getting those 3D assets, and sometimes they need something very quickly for their project. Knowing myself, when I was a student in game design, I had a deadline in like 3 days. I had to find some 3D assets, and I was broke. So which was which unfortunately I didn't have anything with at that time. So I wish I had, because you're able to sort of quickly tap into our things and sort of create different models that you like as well. So yes, we do like promoting our tool in the schools especially, and working with EdTech to sort of educate people on the use of our tool. Cool, but how does it affect jobs of animators, riggers? As someone mentioned earlier, what's the point of doing a 3-year course, etc.? Now, our tool, I don't think it will ever replace the 3D artist as itself. Essentially, you have a wide variety of 3D specializations that you can go in. High fidelity games require a lot of human touch. Let's be honest about it. But what our tool does offer is for those people that want to use it really quickly, cut down certain barriers of, for example, finding the 3D artists, having maybe budget constraints or time constraints. You can actually do that. And even then, you can actually work with the 3D artist. Let's say, you just want to prototype things out, create a certain level, then the 3D artist can come in and actually do a lot of different touches to those 3D models, and also sort of add on to the existing things that's out in the scene, or improve them in some sort of sense. Maybe texturing, maybe just adjusting the details, etc. So you're safe by doing a 3-year course. I'm sure you'll have a job anyway. We're not going to replace the 3D artists. In fact, what we want to do, we want to work more with the 3D artists to empower them to actually upload their creations so that they can actually rig and promote it through our platform at one point as well. So hope that answers your question.
It's a kind of nuanced answer as well, isn't it? Like, things will evolve. The knowledge you learn from a 3-year course in modeling and animation is going to be invaluable. Even if in 5 years' time there's us and there's other tools like us that take away the pain and time to rig and create animations for the things that you model. So it's kind of nuanced, isn't it? And you don't just, I guess, technology and machine learning in particular is moving everything along. So it's going to be a blend, I think. I know that some game studios now use ML to animate their main characters as a base and then hand finish those animations. So, that kind of blend, I think, is going to happen. I'll answer the NFT question there. How deep is it? Yeah. Does everyone in the studio support that? Very interesting point. We had a big discussion of, so the NFT project is one that was somebody built on us, and we then released. So it's powered by us rather than specifically built by us, if you see what I mean. But yeah, like most of the game devs with us, we're not very keen on it. But it's on the Solana blockchain, which is proof of stake, not proof of work. So we don't want to make it environmentally damaging. And it's just an interesting thing for us to release. Like the synthetic creation of 3D characters is definitely one of the steps we want to look at beyond bringing stuff to life. So yeah, not everybody agreed with it, but and I understand like NFTs and speculation. And obviously as gamers, we were all a little bit tired of loot boxes, etc., IAP and things like that. So I think, yeah, it's an interesting question. And obviously the crypto markets have crashed as well. So yeah, the NFT space is very interesting, but I think that and metaverse stuff, digital ownership of things, I think is going to persist beyond the speculation when it dies down. But yeah,
I think also sort of answering to GetFX question, the blockchains and NFTs are controversial, especially in gaming industry. One thing to sort of clarify, there's, our platform is nowhere in any way sort of associated. You don't need any blockchain or NFT to start using it. It's totally free. The NFT side of things is essentially like a use case that we did, and it's out there for people to sort of use if they want to, using essentially some of the fundamental tech that we developed in the Nifty world.
Yeah, we don't stop people from building stuff. I guess if we had a military or petroleum-based application, maybe we would. But so far, you can build what you like in anything world, whether it's an NFT or an indie game or whatever you want. We don't discriminate on the output. We just try and make it easy for people to build this stuff.
How does the credit work with Sketchfab models in anything world? Gordon, you want to answer that?
Yeah, for sure. So, like all of the assets we have in a Creative Commons remixable, it's a great question. So they're free for use, even for commercial use, but you have to attribute them somewhere within your game or experience. So we have like a little text.
I can actually show it. Maybe easier. So if I go back to the Unity, we actually developed a little thing. So as long as you attribute your models in any sort of games, anything you make, then essentially you're covered to use them for whatever you want. So for example, if we make, I think somebody actually asked for snake. Let's make a snake, since somebody has seen snakes. I like dolphins as well. So we're gonna get some snakes in and some dolphins, and I'll show you how the attribution works. So let's get a couple of snakes. So we got some snakes, maybe a dolphin. I like dolphins. So there you go. We get some got some dolphins right there, maybe different dolphins. Okay, so we got a couple of dolphins in the scene and snakes. So if you go to anything world, you can actually generate the attribution. And a little screen pops up and tells you exactly where it is, and you can export it, refresh it, and export it as CSV. And as long as you put this in the credits, essentially these models were used. You can use them for anything you want. Hopefully that answers that question. Let me just back off. Yes, amazing. Boy, I love dolphins. I know, they're awesome. Any other questions, guys? Or
question on community creation, that we got a community aspect of this where custom animations could be shared with others. Yeah, we've talked about like communities or even marketplaces. Like at the moment, because we're 13, we just try and concentrate on the core of what we do. But yeah, for sure we could do that later. So we were just trying to bring everything to life. What happens now if you request something new that we haven't seen before? We'll run our ML processes, and when we find it and understand it, we'll add it to our system for everybody. And we also run like a cron job every couple of hours. So we're constantly adding new models that are publicly available. So the more people use it, the more models get added, the more the community benefits. Then adding private collections to those for your own stuff is one thing. And then we do have a viewer in the work, so you can view all the models in anything world. That's a web-based thing that's coming soon. But yeah, definitely a community would be a great idea going forward, for sure, to see what everybody's created, what's publicly available, what applications they're in would be super interesting, for sure. I guess that's a question of time.
There's another question. What kind of positions are open right now? So we always looking for new talented people. So you feel free to sort of send us your sort of CV and work you have done at hello@anythingworld. Now Gordon maybe can give you a little bit more idea, but if you have an interest, certainly do send us your CV. We are looking to expand the team very soon, so there's certainly going to be some open positions.
Yeah, for sure. Just get in touch with us. hello@anythingworld. hello@anything.world is the best way. Go to our site. Go that way. But yeah, we're always looking for 3D people with 3D expertise, Unity, Unreal, machine learning expertise as well. So yeah, if you're in this space, which everybody is, do get in touch with us. We'd love to chat to you. And we're looking to double the size of the team in a couple of months. Obviously not in a couple of months, that'd be super quick. In a couple of months we want to start. So yeah, definitely get in touch with us if you're interested in what we're doing. We love to talk to talented people or from all backgrounds. We're quite an inclusive team as well. We're female, non-binary dominated. So yeah, we're very much looking to recruit everybody who's talented. So do come and chat to us.
Okay, so a couple of more questions before we run out of time. So what do you think the hardest animal will be to animate? Just curious. So there's a lot of different things that can happen with the being it sort of AI automated things with machine learning, especially when machines trying to understand, for example, what are the humans, what are the creatures, and once in a while we might get a sort of an interesting model. For example, I don't know, I always use like a donut with hands and legs and maybe triple head. Then AI can struggle sometimes understanding it, because then you need to actually specify and train the AI to understand more. This is sort of a biped with some extra features, so it can take there can be some interesting results sometimes and quite funny ones. And maybe next time we put a slide to go with the funny outcomes that we can see from the machine learning part of things.
Yeah, we also had a pineapple classified as an arachnid because it thought the spiky bits on the top of the pineapple were legs, 8 legs, and it was upside down walking along, and that was very, very creepy. So we should do like a horror show of like what machine learning understands to be certain things. There's always a process of, you know, data sources and retraining and stuff. So yeah, we get a lot of interesting edge cases for sure. And I think like birds are an interesting one actually in terms of like the hardest thing. There's so many standing birds on Sketchfab and all the other platforms. It's crazy. There's not that many flying birds. And I think Pelican was a kind of bird that we struggled with a lot because there wasn't much reference data. We do data augmentation as well. We do like a bunch of very technical machine learning steps that are a little bit over my head because to be honest. So yeah, I mean, like there's definitely always like categories of stuff where there's not much reference material or it's an unusual shape that we struggle to bring to life, but we get there eventually. Couple of other questions. We are interested in marketing and comms graduates for sure. It's not purely technical. In fact, one of the things we need to do post this fundraise is to be a little bit more like growth orientated, more sales orientated. We want to obviously up our marketing stuff. We're on TikTok, Instagram, all the platforms. If you go to our site, you'll find us. But yeah, we're very much interested in artists as well, 3D artists too. So we have Jermaine at the moment who does a lot of production of stuff with Anything World for marketing purposes, like showing how you can make a game, showing funny scenes that are relevant to current events. So yeah. Another question was, I think, on subtitles for deaf artists. Yeah, I guess there is the chance of that. Yeah, we do allow text input, so it's obviously not just voice and code as well. But yeah, subtitles is we always accessibility is in mind, of course. And sound design, I think.
We're based in, but somebody asked where we're based. We're based in
London,
London, right in the center of the London. So it's quite easy to find us. And, you know, if you're around, come and say hello.
Definitely come say hello. But yeah, we have remote workers as well. So we have Albert in Spain, Divya in Canada. So we're open to remote work. But yeah, we're based just behind Brick Lane in London.
This might be a stupid question, but game design, do you have to be great at art and design also? Not necessarily both. You don't, you know, when you are sort of doing this game design, you have different sort of paths that you can take. In the sort of generic question, a little bit more on the sort of game aspects of things. You don't have to be necessarily a great artist. You can be the level designer, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you need to know how to design a level in terms of the 3D art. You need to know how to actually make a meaningful level with the assets that you have. So there's sort of different ways you can take as a game designer. Hope that answers your question.
Oh yeah, and we will be at Develop. Yeah, come and see us at Develop if you're going down to Develop. That was a great question.
Unity Develop, definitely come and see us. We usually have a lot of stickers to give away and maybe some merch as well. Who knows?
Yeah. And 2D artists, definitely like reach out to us if you're a talented 2D artist for sure. Like we do a lot of, across our marketing channels in particular, we always on the lookout for people to help with that. But yeah, great to meet as many of you as possible at Develop for sure. Advice for students, I don't know what my advice is to students. I'm always suspicious of people that give advice personally, but that's maybe a failing of mine.
I can give an advice. Best advice probably is be persistent and keep trying making things. The more you make things, the better you get at it. And the better you get at it, the sort of better jobs you will land at one point. So
that is a good one for sure. Actually, yeah, I'll take it back what I said about advice. That's a good one. Definitely, like make and finish what you're doing, and even if it's not that good, the next one will be better. A lot of my friends, I'm sure we all know a lot of people. As you start a project, it's super exciting, and then you like doubt yourself and say, "This is absolute rubbish. What am I doing? I'm wasting my life." If you can come out of that and release something, no matter how good it is, you released it, you'll get feedback, and then go to the next one. So definitely, like finishing up your projects, as Edgars says, is a good piece of work.
And you know, I was guilty of that as well when I was a student. I always had these grand ideas of making these next level MMOs, and when you actually sit down and start doing them, you never finish them. So always try to stick to the smaller ideas, maybe a week or 2 week cycle games. Because every game you're going to make, you're going to learn something new, and you're going to pick up new skills from it. And it's also not going to discourage you from carrying on, because if you're stuck on a long-term project, you can easily lose the focus and lose the interest as well. So keep the project small and iterate on new ideas all the time. My sort of background is in augmented reality, so hence I liked making stuff in AR a lot. because the projects tend to be quite small, and allowed me to sort of build up my expertise, I guess, in the Unity development, creating multiple different projects for different brands at that time. So yeah.
Yeah, a question about working from Romania. Yeah, for sure. We have remote workers. So yeah, absolutely. Do get in touch with us if you're interested in working with us. Yeah, or if you have any games you want to send our way, just chat to us in Discord. We love chatting to the community. If you're making some games, we'd love to see them. Maybe we can help out to promote them. Maybe you can use our stuff, etc. I don't think we have any specific degrees at uni that we would recommend. We do. We have recruited like a lot of students. Like our first 3 employees were ML graduates, PhD graduates from QMUL, and they came on as interns, and then 3 months later, permanent employees. They're still with us now. So yeah, we do love talented people of all ages for sure. So just reach out to us. I don't know, we would recommend anything specific. We are hiring. We're looking for everybody essentially. In particular, I guess relevant here is Unity and Unreal developers. Anybody with any kind of machine learning experience, very interesting, but also across marketing, communications. We're looking for a community manager as well. So yeah, there is a career section on the website. If you go to anything.world, you'll see it linked off there.
And I think since we're running out of time now, so the last thing to sort of mention is, once again, check us out, join our Discord, and Tom, feel free to also share, the stuff you're working on, even if it's not related to anything world. We like to discuss things about games and not necessarily always related things to anything world, but other things you're working on and things that are cool in industry. So just join us there and say hello. And we do sometimes make also hackathons, so it's a good place to sort of connect with other devs and other artists as well at the same time. So definitely go on our website and hit that Discord button and say hello. Cool.
Absolutely. Nice.
Amazing. So I think that will be it.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, Gordon and Edgars. If we could just say big claps in the chat and a big thank you. That was absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much, guys. And just one last time, where should folks be going to learn more about Anything World?
If you go to anything.world, everything's on the site, along with a bunch of blindingly bright gradients and stuff. So yeah, go to anything.world and you will find us. We'd love to chat to you if you're making games. Hit us up on Discord, try us out. We're ready to help you out. So yeah, love to see people on the platform creating stuff. And thanks for having us, George.
Maybe George can share the link in the chat since I don't have a
absolutely. I'll make sure that one of our mods is getting that in there now. Thank you so much, Edgars. Thank you so much, Gordon. Cheers, guys.